So, you know, you've got all these other riders mixed in there as our two top championship contenders are trying to do their job, you know. And I'm telling you, Chad Reed trying to become the first or the second Suzuki to ever win here.
Here comes the main event from the Superdome. And Alessi just beat Stewart to the corner. But James is going to take the early lead, and here comes Reed in second place. He wanted to go head-to-head with him, they're bar to bar. Chad Reed to the outside, Stewart holds him up, and look at how quick James gets through the whoops.
Brock Kepler back in third, mixing it up, but it's all about our title contenders here. We have not seen this in a few weeks. Both riders could gather all-out speed, 20 laps of endurance, all-out strength, and I'm telling you, both riders have something to prove.
Reed trying to set him up. Jeff, he's got to be a little bit patient now, doesn't he? The two of them know they're quicker than everybody else. They should be able to gap the field, and now they can just set their sights on each other at this point.
Well, I'm telling you, both riders have the ability to ride under pressure, and after Daytona last week, the pressure is on both riders as we are in the final 7 races for the AMA Supercross Championship, and this is how we wanted to start it off here in the Big Easy.
As we watched the lap times from the heat races earlier tonight, James was only a couple of tenths quicker than Chad Reed. Now, he won his heat race by a much bigger margin, but Reed just made a mistake there, and that cost him terribly.
Well, that's that section over the Dragon's back where James Stewart makes a mistake.
But he's able to rebound, and that's the thing about Stewart, Jeff. When you talk to a lot of the other riders, you know, and speaking with Andrew Short about James, he says, you know, James makes mistakes all the time, like we all do. He said the difference is he's able to save it and keep going forward.
Well, no doubt about that. Stewart rides on that fine line, right on the edge. Chad Reed has the opportunity to watch him. Now, watch as we get through the first set of whoops, that right-hander over that Dragon's back. Stewart is actually jumping from the first whoop all the way over and doing a triple-triple. Incredible. Reed's going to have an opportunity to see that right out of this turn. Let's see if Reed can pick up on it also. There he goes. Yes, Chad Reed nails it. The race is on. He's got Stewart, his one trick that he had in the bag. Chad Reed just mastered it.
That's a 2-time champion. He's paying attention to the man in front, knows his lines, and now he can see what he can do with it. But you gotta wonder if James Stewart has anything left in his bag of tricks. Look at, he's already pulled out, Jeff. I mean, we saw Reed do that move, and that was supposed to be such a big time move. But look at the gap.
Lost it in the sand as they come across. It's 1.8 seconds. Stewart's last lap at 51.5. Reed was a 52.6, so a lot of time there. Reed had a bad lap, but Chad Reed has that ability to keep going. He never gives up, but look at that distance that Stewart put on that lap. That was a great lap.
Huge. But the one thing Chad has going for him tonight is he has felt like he's riding better in the last couple of weeks. So if he's on his game, there's no reason to panic. Yeah, plenty of laps yet to go. Lots of things can happen. Get back in your rhythm, close that gap back down. Meanwhile, back behind these two. Look at the pack back here, and in that fight is Ryan Villopoto on the Monster Energy Kawasaki number 2. Villopoto deep in the field, trying to fight his way through.
Villopoto currently running in 13th, right on Bowers now. Tyler Bowers setting in 12th, and look at the lineup behind them. I mean, we're talking about 12th back to 20th right there together.
Villopoto setting up for the move to the inside, makes it work.
Bowers has the line here.
Bowers will have the advantage in the next corner, but Villopoto beats him to the next one, and that'll lock up the position.
That actually gives Villopoto 11th, as they made their way past some more riders here just before we went on screen. I'm telling you, Villopoto trying to salvage what has been a tough day for him. Qualifying practice was tough. Actual qualifying heat race was, but now knocking on the door for the top 10. Look how deep that sand rut. There's an inside line starting to form as the main line pushed out. The inside, somebody drew a new line through there. That's what's so difficult about the sand.
Let's go back and take a look at the whole shot replay, Jeff. as both Reed and Stewart got great starts. Alessi actually had the best one.
Yeah, well, this is what, you look at the blue number 7 of Stewart. This is what James Stewart had the ability to do after Anaheim won, is he mastered his starts. He took control of the main event by getting out to the lead. This is what, so far, he's done here tonight.
This is Mike Alessi now trying to catch Brock Hepler. Hepler holds down third. Alessi has drifted back to fourth. Hepler has just gotten better and better each week, Jeff, after coming back to the series, recovering from an injury, racing himself back into shape, getting ready to go, and well, he's really showing some strength for the Yamaha factory team.
Well, both these riders on our screen had some pretty bad injuries last year, and Mike Alessi is one of the most horrendous that we've ever seen before. But I mean, right now, both riders putting in solid rides. We'll see how, when we get up to lap 17, 18, 19, how they're going to be feeling. But Mike Alessi, I've been really impressed with his Supercross riding this year. He's getting better each and every week.
Here's Josh Hill, the number 75.
So with our leader, Yamaha, Suzuki, and then another Yamaha.
Setting a trend here. Hill running in fifth. And behind him comes Andrew Short. There you see Andrew on the Red Bull Honda. Back behind Andrew is Justin Brayton, having a great run in the main event. And Kevin Windham, sporting the New Orleans Saints gear, taking the spot away from Brayton. And the crowd cheering for him in the background.
Wow.
That'll move Kevin up to 7th.
Pass for 7th, but all eyes are on Kevin Windham. That Saints gear, that black and gold. Bronze, would that be?
Black and gold.
Yeah.
Black and gold.
Take a look at the sand pit here. Look at 52. This is Canary.
Man, he gets plowed by Tedesco.
And Boss on the right side of your screen, he goes down.
Was right in the back. Oh. Man. That's gotta hurt.
So here's Josh Grant, 33 on the Toyota Yamaha.
In 9th, they show right now as everybody's making their way back to the finish line. When time scoring catches up with everybody. Here we go. Grant still showed in 9th behind Brayton.
Not for long. He's making the move on Brayton, but Brayton tries to hold the outside. Grant, one last little throttle there. See if he can get out of that second turn. Yeah, he keeps it. I'm telling you, after that crash that Grant had last week in Daytona, it was doubtful if he would be riding. I'm telling you, Supercross riders are tough, and it's incredibly physical. And you get to this point of the season, you're going to have to ride through some pain. And watch James Stewart here on this replay as he comes over the Dragon's back. This is that hot line we've been talking about. He jumps from this first whoop, comes up short, not once, but then he tries to triple out short again, and then still nails the main triple. He's got a commanding lead right now, 3.8 seconds.
There are not many riders in the world that can do that maneuver and do it right. But to do it and have problems not once but twice and still ride through it,
he never misses a beat.
That's just incredible. The God-given skills that this man has are just amazing. James Stewart, one of the most incredible riders ever in the history of Supercross, leading here in the Superdome. To the Superdome, needing to get his season back on track. He lost a championship points lead, fell 11 markers back to Chad Reed, crashed the last 2 races, but that's enough. Time for the number 7 to be number 1 once again. And he's come out swinging and swinging hard here tonight in the Big Easy. Took the win in his heat race in dominating fashion and is putting on a clinic here in the main event. Halfway through.
It has that feeling, that same resemblance of when Stewart went on that 7-race win streak, about how he just took control by taking the whole shot. Stewart here trying to work past some flat riders.
Battle for 5th is pretty good too. Hill and Short. Hill has the position on the blue Yamaha and the blue and white riding gear. Short's trying to catch him on that red Honda. They're working through some traffic too. And that's something that could certainly come into play tonight, Jeff. it might not be Chad Reed or James Stewart that struggle with the section, but a rider in front of them, just like we saw with Canary and Tedesco.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It gets tricky in Supercross main events to work your way past some of the lapped riders. I mean, let's face it, the reason that they're getting lapped is they're having a bad night. And so, you know, mentally they're off. They can make more mistakes and get into you. So you have to be really smart about this. Here comes Short up the inside.
Boy, he really closed in on Hill through that whoop section. And Andrew Short now tries to see if he can catch that factory Yamaha and take the position away, which would be a top 5 finish.
Well, and Hill, he's had some good rides here in the last couple of weeks. There's no doubt about it. Starting to get his season back on track after some injuries.
Yeah, he had team manager Jim Perry smiling at Daytona. Things started to look pretty good a week ago.
I mean, I'm telling you, at this point of the Supercross Championship, it's tough. I mean, we lost Michael Byrne and Tim Perry last week in Daytona to injury, and the riders that are here tonight, there's some of these guys, I'm telling you, they're not 100%, but they're out there giving it 100% effort all the way through the end of the championship because they realize, hey, when it comes to Supercross racing, it doesn't get any bigger than this. This is the grand stage.
Well, there's a lot of nicks and bruises all the way up and down the starting gate. And, you know, with these guys, nicks and bruises are things that would have most of us laying on the couch for a couple of months.
Well, I live that, Ralph, so yes. Yeah. oh, here we go!
Alessi and Hill get together, and they're both down, and Short goes by. Hill was trying to get around Alessi. They get together in the rhythm whoop section here, and they're both down hard. And Short just walks right through the door, and so does Brayton, and so does Canary, and Villapoto, and Adams on the Huntington machine.
How quick it can happen, Ralph. Alessi bottled up there. Let's take a look at the replay here. Alessi goes wide, Hill goes to the inside, get together, and then Hill looked like he kind of bumped Alessi out of the way and had the line, but then when Alessi fell, it clipped it. Watch when Alessi clips the back of Hill's bike. Handlebar goes in the rear tire, takes Hill with him. You see Hill shaking his head. He had such a great night going. Yep. He was looking at a possible podium finish. Now he's way out of the top 10.
Now look at Windham battling with his Honda teammate Andrew Short. This is for 4th. And we told you Kevin Windham riding inspired here tonight. It would be a home race for him. At the home field of his favorite football team, the New Orleans Saints, and he's going to take the spot. The crowd cheers him on. Short battles back.
Short's off to the left. Whoa, that was close. Short almost went outside of the top blocks.
Oh, Kevin just can't get around. They keep swapping the position back. Now, Windham back inside. Once again, the number 14 goes in front for the position, and now it looks like he's got the spot.
Kevin Windham really riding just with so much aggression tonight and a confidence, like knew exactly where he wanted to get past Short. Tried to go through one door, Short slammed it. Tried to go through another door, he slams that. And he just kept peppering him with pressure and eventually found a line there in turn 2. Just snuck right, got the front wheel in and bumped Short out of that fast line.
And when Kevin is really on his game, boy, he can be so impressive. You know, when he really puts a night together, when he's got the focus ready to go and he rides aggressive like that, boy, he can really charge hard.
Well, I mean, 150 main event starts to gain some experience, you know.
Granted. And Brock Hepler.
He's on the other side of the scale. He's ridden very few main events.
Yep.
His rookie season here.
And he's going to be on the podium if he can hang on for another 5 laps.
And you see the yellow flag, that's a caution flag. The blue flag, that means that someone's getting lapped. Hepler, actually, see, that's Canary down once again at the top of your screen there.
Let's see what happened to Canary. He got stuck in that sand pit again.
Canary highlight reel number 2. As your leader goes by, Canary this time buries it on the outside line.
And how about the fact that James Stewart was in front of Canary when that happened? What if it's reversed?
It changes the whole deal, yeah.
That's the thing. When it's your year, your night, you get those breaks, if you will. You know, luck goes your way as well as the skill and the speed.
Well, and take a look at James Stewart here on lap 13. He was 5 seconds ahead. Now he's 7.1. So whether he's just gone out there and smoked Chad Reed, or Reed's going, okay, look, for the championship, when we're talking about points here, I can give up 3 tonight. It's important for me not to ride over my head. We don't know. Only the riders know. Okay, and the bottom line is right now, Stewart has taken command once again. He's on his way to 25 points. Reed looking like he's going to come home with 22. That's 3. That brings the points down to 8.
Jeff, points are one thing now. You know, as you said, it's 8. Okay. The mental game in this sport is such a huge deal. Big momentum shift here because they were heads up.
All about momentum. And I mean, the Stewart's had some unfortunate accidents here in the last couple weeks. You know, once again, it's looking like if he keeps this thing on 2 wheels, that 100% ratio of winning, if he doesn't fall, you know, is still intact. And I'm really impressed with James because I can't explain to you guys, you know, at least from the outside looking in, from my perspective, how much pressure would be on James's shoulders after a disastrous Daytona Supercross, and what it takes for a rider mentally to put that behind him and work forward and come out and perform. You know, just incredible tonight. That's something that very few men can do, and that's why James Stewart is the legendary rider that, you know, midway through his career here that he is because he can deal with that.
Yep, he sure can. And we also know that Chad Reed never gives up. And that's what's going to make this championship so interesting as we go all the way to Vegas.
Yeah, and it really has been, you know, the tortoise and the hare type of thing where Chad's Mr. Consistent, James is all out speed but makes some mistakes, you know, has some falls and some crashes along the way. So, I mean, we're going to have to go all the way down to Vegas to find out which one of those, you know.
Good.
Which one? Yeah,
I'm glad we are. And it's going to be fun as you're going to see the points as of now. As Jeff said, the swing is 3. So 8 will be the difference. And guess what? Once again, 100% of the time, when James Stewart does not crash, he's going to win.
Yeah, and you looked at those points there, you know that.
Oh, trouble for Millsaps there. And what happened there?
Well, guys, Davey Millsaps has had one heck of a day. He even crashed earlier during practice, and he tweaked his right knee, but also he damaged the nerve in that leg and caused a condition, a symptom called drop foot, basically immobilizing his right leg. So he's really out there trying to ride through everything he can with adrenaline.
Well, James Stewart has done it. He needed to light the candles once again, and he does. The checkered flag flies, and so does the big pyro show as James Stewart wins here in the Superdome. Chad Reed comes home in second.
We're looking
Brock Hepler's going to take the checkers in third.
I'm telling you, Chad Reed did not look happy about that second when he pulled some tear-offs.
No, he did not. There's Hepler, happy to be going to the podium, and Kevin Windham, in front of the hometown crowd with a nice inspired ride, comes home in fourth. These two championship titans are going to take this battle on again.